Hey, what's good everybody? It's cjbeatz. We're back at it again today. Today we're going to create some 808 patterns in Logic Pro X using the all-new This is PHAT 808 engine by Red Sounds. Red Sounds reached out to me and asked me if I could do a video on this. I tested this thing out and it's super fire, so I wanted to share it with you guys, let you see what this plugin can do. One thing to note is that it's a Kontakt library. You do need a fully licensed version of Kontakt in order to utilize this plugin, but if you do have that, it's definitely a great investment. And it's only like 30 bucks. So let's have a listen to what I've created so far. I created a melody and dropped an effect on it, a halftime effect. Also created some percussion and some hi-hats on it. And my goal was to come up with an 808 pattern first and then model my kick around that, that 808 pattern. Let's have a listen and see what I got so far. Alright, dope. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to find the correct 808 sound to use, but I'm just going to get a quick pattern going here for the first 8 bars. Excuse my voice, I got a little bit of a cold, but yeah, let's have a listen to these 808s. So I'm just going to quickly draw in a pattern. Let me close out of this real quick, and just something to get us going here. Alright, so let's drop in that first instrument and see what we can come up with in terms of a pattern. I'll start at the C1, and I do want this to be like a one shot, so I'm going to up my release and I'm going to change this to 1. So this way, you know, it plays the sound all the way through. And while we're at it, let's also get the note velocity all the way up. Yeah, it's better. Change this. I had this on triplet. Like this first one, but you know, there's so many of them. There's like 44 or 45 in total, so just got to get this pattern down real quick. Sometimes if it's hard to hear if it's in key, I like playing it at a higher octave and then lowering it afterwards. Alright, that works. So I'm just going to loop that for the sake of this tutorial. And let's see what it sounds like when it goes into that other halftime speed. Yeah, let's just go through these here. The release is going to be changed every time I change the sound, but we could easily fix that. So let's listen to this other one. It's called Too Short. Almost like a kick. And you got to remember that if you want them to cut each other off, you got to set this to a 1. That's kind of dope. I like these airy ones. That's kind of airy. Let's take the release all the way up. Make this a 1. That's kind of different. Let's see what else there is. So they got to cut each other off again. That's kind of fire. And let's mess around with some of these knobs. So we got the punch. This adds like sort of a transient, almost like a kick. But we can add our own kick afterwards. But this is nice if you want to like work on the fly, and you know, you don't want to add a kick right away. You can just, you know, add punch to it and make it sound like it has a kick in it. Low cut. Here's the cutoff. You can chop off that that lower frequency, or the high frequency, I should say. Find a happy medium for your beat, you know what I mean? Because every beat's different, you know. There's more high ends in certain beats, so maybe you want to cut the high end off of the 808. It's like a smash. It's like almost distorted. It's like a compressor, actually, it sounds like. Alright, that's kind of dope. Let's see what else they got. That might be dope for like a change up. You know, you go into like a shorter version of that 808. It's great for arrangements. The clean punch. See what that sounds like. That was number 10. Here's 11. Listen to 12. just, for the heck of it, see what it sounds like if I add a kick. Was off there. You could also like chop off the attack on that 808 if you have a kick on there. I'll turn a kick off really quick here so that you can hear what I'm talking about. So that's the kick. I'm just going to mute it really quick here. And I have the attack now like almost, a few milliseconds in. Let's see what that sounds like. So, if you're leaving the attack, you're leaving basically room in the front, and that can be occupied with the kick now. So this is what it sounds like beforehand. And if I turn the kick back on. So you're basically preventing that 808 and the kick from, playing at the same time and giving you like, weird feedback and stuff. Let's try 17 here. Notice I'm always messing with the release because, sometimes I might want to have that that 808, be dragged out longer or shorter depending on how I feel. If you, for instance, have this set to 32 like it came, and you were to go into your 808 pattern, depending on the length of this 808 like this, that's when it'll stop playing if that's set to like 32 or anything above 1 really. Okay, so I'm going to bring the release back. See how it changed like that. So again, I like working in one shot, especially for 808s, because I always want my 808 basically to play all the way through until the next note hits. So these are different ways of like setting it up, depending on how you like your 808. You can come in here and make these longer. And then if you go back to the engine and set this back to 32. Let's take that release back though now. So you could bring in, you could build in these basically, is what I'm trying to say. If you're making like little pump type beats and stuff, you'll hear that a lot. Or we'll go back to my way, which I prefer, to be honest with you, and make that back into a 1 and then up the release. Damn, this shit is fucking hard. Alright, next one. That was 17. Let's listen to 18. Let's go back over here. There's a lot of mids in that one. I'm going to bring in EQ so we can take a look at it. That's also a nice technique for 808s for transitions, or like, you know, bridges and stuff. And basically arrangement in general is taking out the low end completely out of an 808. You know what I'm saying? Like if you hit A on the keyboard and you use your EQ and then look for the low cut frequency, just like that. So start off like this, and then as the beat progresses you could have it like fade in a little more. That's a nice little technique for 808s. I gotta remember that one. I like that one a lot. Ooh, that's fire too. Fire, but I definitely like 35 a lot, so I'm going to go back to that one. That's the one we're going to use for this beat here. Let's get these settings right. So I'm going to bring this back to a 1, bring up the release. for instance, duplicate your Kontakt instance, and then what I'll do is drag this one over like this, just to duplicate it. So over here we have this playing normally. But then once it gets here, it's going to play with that HPF cutoff here. And no kick. Just going to make sure that they cut each other off here, so cut out a little bit of that end off. Break is always great for harder drops. I think this beat is pretty much done. All it needs a little bit more arrangement and maybe add some effects and stuff. Shout out again to Red Sounds for letting me try out the This Is PHAT 808 engine. Definitely some really dope 808 sounds and really great ways to manipulate those sounds to make them fit with your beat. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you're notified anytime I upload some new content. My name is CJ, and I'm out for now. Peace.